video, I'm going to show you the best whitening scrub for very strong and difficult knuckles like this one. Are you ready? Let's go there. Hello, welcome to my channel. On this channel, I'm all about skincare products, matching creams with different skin types, making creams and soaps. And also, if this is the first time that you are coming across this video, there is a little secret I would like to share with you. And since you asked, I'll tell you. I really do want you to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe and let's be one big happy family. Okay, so I want to say a very big thank you for all those of you who subscribe to my channel, who saw my videos, made comments, criticized and all of those things. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much, because these things put me more on my toes. So let's get started. Recently, I had a client who had a very strong knuckles. Let me say a very difficult knuckles. Take a look. So now I have done a knuckle scrub video before where I showed you how to make a particular kind of knuckle scrub. If you have not seen that video, I'm going to link it in the description box below, okay, so you can go watch it. Now, that type of scrub I did earlier is for people who do not have very difficult knuckles like this one, okay? So I would say that this is an updated version of the earlier one. All right, if you have any issues like dark pigmentation, very difficult and stubborn ones, you can contact me here so that I will tell you what and what to do. Okay, it is not like following recipes is actually bad, but you see, following recipes are actually made for a specific type of problem, or for a specific skin type and or problems. Okay, so sometimes what is good for you might not be good for me, so hence I am making this updated version for this kind of knuckles. Then in some other cases, I may tweak it a little bit to suit the situation at hand. Okay, for this type of dark knuckles, that version, that video, where that recipe I did on that video will not be able to cater for a dark knuckle like this, because this one has been toughened up already. The skin around that area is toughened up, so it's no longer soft and all like that. So it needed another kind of method to work to remove this type of knuckles. And also know that scrub is not the only thing to do. It is not the scrub alone that can remove this kind of very hard, dark, stubborn knuckle. Okay, it is not only scrub that will do it. Scrubbing that area is actually the first stage, or let me say the first step of trying to work around the problem of removing the knuckles. Okay, scrubbing is actually the first step. There are other things to do after scrubbing. Scrubbing is to enable you exfoliate the dead skin cells, soften that area, so that any other thing you use, any cream, any serum, any cleanser you use will work. Okay, so I'm just saying, so you know. So it's not only the scrub that will take care of the knuckles, there are other things. So if you are having this kind of dark or problematic knuckle, you can beat me up, you can contact me, and then let's discuss privately. Now let's go over to my workstation. Let me show you how to make this updated version of scrub that can solve this kind of difficult knuckle. So welcome to my mini workstation. Today I'm making an updated version of a strong light whitening scrub. Okay, this is an upgraded version of the earlier one I made before, because the other one I made before is for someone who does not is meant for people who do not have very terrible knuckles or dark pigmentation around the hands and the feet. But for this special occasion, let me say that I am making a variant of that lightning scrub. This is for a more serious knuckle, like the one I showed you earlier. Okay, so if you are treating that kind of very stubborn dark knuckles, this mixture I'm going to make today will be will be the type of mixture you should be making for that kind of terrible knuckles. Okay, now I'm going to be using, of course, you know now, my Moroccan whitening and peeling cream for Moroccan bath. I'm going to be using my Yoko Sakura spa salt. I'm going to be mixing it with a little bit of the lemon variant of Yoko. Okay, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm using a mixture of the lemon variant and with the Yoko Sakura. Okay, now I'm going to be mixing this with alpha hydroxy acids. Okay, because we are making this scrub for a very problematic knuckle. So I'm going to be adding salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is a member of the hydroxy acid. It's actually, you know, we have AHA. As we have AHA is alpha hydroxy acid, we also have BHA, beta hydroxy acids. Okay, now all these hydroxy acids, this family of hydroxy acids, they are very, very good for exfoliating purposes. Okay, and the reason why I am adding salicylic acid to this mixture is because salicylic acid is a member of the BHA. Okay, it will penetrate the skin. It will not just remove the dead skin cells from the surface, it goes deep into the skin. It will soften that area. You know, this knuckle we are dealing with in this case is a very, very difficult and hard knuckle. The skin around the knuckles, the type of knuckle that I am making this mixture for today, has been toughened up already due to previous chemicals that has been used on that skin. Okay, so the skin around that area is so toughened up now that whatever you use, whatever can work on that kind of skin, has to be something that can penetrate deep down the epidermal layer of the skin. Okay, so that is the reason why I am including salicylic acid crystals in this knuckle scrub. Okay, salicylic acid will help to soften the skin, and it will help it has the ability to penetrate through the epidermal layer, the first layer of the skin, into all those areas where the skin has already been toughened up. So it will soften that, it will help to soften that area, loosen up that area to remove, so that the dead skin cells, it will be easy for the dead skin cells to come off. And also I'm going to be adding malic acid in this mixture. Malic acid, because malic acid will help to rejuvenate the skin again. You know, now this skin that we are treating today, the skin is already toughened up already. It is now dry, and you saw it when I showed it to you in the video. That skin has been toughened up. It is now dry and wrinkled, sort of. You understand? So what malic acid will help you do? Malic acid will now help in rejuvenating the skin. We help to moisturize the skin, as well as help to remove dead skin cells. And now the reason why I'm also adding the lemon variant of the Yoko, because there is a small amount of malic acid in lemons. Okay, so I'm just saying it's a matter of belief and preference, let me say that. Okay, so this is a matter of preference. It doesn't mean that there's, but for the fact that there is malic acid present in lemons, that is the reason why I am adding the lemon spark salt for optimal performance. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I'm going to weigh. Of course, you know now, already this area has already been sanitized. Okay, this area has already been sanitized. So I need to weigh. So I put on the scale, and this is the bowl. It has already been cleaned up and sanitized with rubbing alcohol. Okay, so I first of all weigh. This bowl is 342 grams. All right, so there is something I didn't get. Let me get a scissors to open this sachet. Okay, now I have opened the sachet. Okay, so I'm going to zeroize this. This is 342 grams, but I'm going to zeroize it so that I can get the actual measurement of this Yoko Sakura spark salt. Okay, so this is let me use like 200 grams of this, because I'm making a 350 gram batch, so that it can last this person for at least 6 weeks. Okay, so I'm using 200 gram. Okay, this is 200 gram of the Yoko Sakura. Like I said before, this is a matter of preference. You can use only Yoko Sakura. Okay, so I'll add, let me see how many gram of this, maybe 250 gram. I'll add 50 grams of this. Okay, so I've added 50 grams of that. Now I'm going to be adding all the mixture. Let me see. No, let me use 300 grams. Okay, so now this is 300 grams of the salt. Okay, I'm going to be using 10 grams of malic acid. So I'll put this down. Let me put this down and measure my malic acid. Okay, so yes, 124 grams is the weight of the empty. So I'll take 10 grams of malic acid. This is, no, let me make it 15 grams. So that's 15 grams of malic acid, because I really need this malic acid in this mixture. Then for the salicylic acid, I'm going to be using, for the salicylic acid crystals, I'm going to also be using 15 grams. Not up to 15 yet. Okay, so that's 15 grams of the salicylic acid. So I'm going to put it in this and then I'll give it a good stir. I'll turn it very well. This is not giving me what I want. Okay, so I'm going to turn it very well and make sure that they mix very, very well. Okay, so I'm going to turn it and make sure that they mix very, very well. Okay, so the malic acid, I want the malic acid to mix very thoroughly with, so this mixture will help to exfoliate the dead skin cells around those tough areas. And not only that, while exfoliating, it will walk deep down. It will penetrate the epidermal layer of the skin with the help of the salicylic acid crystals. It will help to penetrate the epidermal layer of the skin, and also the malic acid will help to soften the skin and rejuvenate the skin, while it will still help in exfoliating the dead skin cells. So in order to solve that very bad problem with, in order to solve that very bad knuckle issue, this is just the first step. Okay, this exfoliation part is the first step of the treatment. Immediately after this, there are other treatments that will follow. It has to be a complete treatment. Okay, so now I have finished mixing everything together. Okay, I finished mixing everything together. I finished mixing everything. You have to mix and mix until all the salts and crystal powders are all mixed together. Okay, so this is it. So like as I was saying before, this is the first set, this is the first stage of treatment. This is not all you need to solve that problem with knuckles. Okay, this is not all you need. This is the first stage of the treatment. You have to complete the treatment to get optimal results. Okay, to get optimal results, don't just scrub and then go your way. No, you need to follow up with creams, serums, and all of those things, which I'm going to be showing on my channel. You know, this video, I don't want it to be too long, so I'm not going to make all in one video. Okay, so now that I have thoroughly mixed all the salts and all the AHA powders and the BHA powders, well, I think there's actually no AHA. Salicylic and malic are BHAs. Okay, so and I don't want to put glycolic acid in this mixture because there are some ingredients that don't work together. I would have added glycolic acid, but because I don't want to mix salicylic acid and glycolic acid together, hence the reason why I added malic acid, so that malic acid has the ability to penetrate through the first epidermal layer into where the problem really is, to resolve it. Also, salicylic acid is a BHA. It has the capacity to penetrate also, just like glycolic acid would do. Glycolic acid is a great exfoliating agent, just like salicylic acid is a great exfoliating agent, but the two of them are great separately. I don't want a situation where salicylic acid, you add it with the glycolic acid, because if you do that, it might irritate the skin and cause further dryness. For that type of hand that we are treating, you don't have to cause anything that would add any ingredient that will increase the dryness. So marrying salicylic acid and glycolic acid together can actually, instead of doing the job, can actually result to the person experiencing excessive dryness in that area. So we don't want that. Hence, I am not going to be adding glycolic acid to this mix. Okay, so now that I'm done mixing the salts, I'm going to be adding the Moroccan peeling cream. Okay, this will be the unifier. I'm going to be adding 20 grams of the Moroccan peeling cream. Okay, so I'm going to measure 20 grams of the Moroccan peeling cream. The initial one I did before, I have sold everything. This is the only one left that I have. Like I said before in my previous video, this jar is too big, you know, so you can actually order this from me in smaller quantity. If you are not able to buy the whole jar, you can actually order this from me. Okay, and another advice I want to give is that it is very important that most of the time you don't have to, even though you are watching me do this thing, there are even though you are watching me do this thing, don't just conclude that since you have seen the recipe you want to go and make your own. No, you need to know that skin is different. Okay, it is better you consult a skincare person who would determine your skin type, because like now I will not, for this type of issue that I am mixing this for, this is not the exact mixture I will mix for somebody who have a milder, who do not have that kind of issues. There are different kinds of stages of dark knuckles. For somebody who has that kind of severe dark knuckles, you can make this kind of mixture, and there are times that I can tweak it. Like I said before, I did not put a glycolic acid in this mix for the fact that they are both great separately, but for the fact that salicylic acid and glycolic acid mixed together can cause irritation to the skin. You see, now in some other people's case, I can remove the salicylic acid and decide to put glycolic acid depending on how damaged or how severe, depending on how severe the case is. So sometimes when you see these recipes, don't just follow recipe for following sake. Okay, it is important you know why a particular item is used. So it is better you consult somebody, a skincare therapist, somebody you know that knows about skin and ingredients to mix this thing for you. Do you understand? So that is how it should be. Okay, so now I need to measure 20 grams of this to this will be the binder. You can, now you see that I'm not putting oils in this particular recipe because of the kind of case. So if you know anyone who has severe cases of dark knuckles, or you know anyone who is suffering from it, or even if it is you that is suffering from it, you can contact me. I can make this for you in smaller batches. I can tweak it to suit your own skin type and to suit your own condition. Okay, so I'll measure the 20 grams of this to add to, like I have talked about the ingredients of this Moroccan peeling bath before now. If you have not seen that video, the first lightning scrub I did on my video, if you have not seen it, you can, I will put the link of that video in the description box so that you can go and watch it. For people who do not have severe knuckle issues, you can watch that video and replicate that recipe. Okay, but if you know that you have severe knuckle issues, this is a clue to what you can do to resolve the issue. And you can also beat me up to tell you, or I can make specifically for your own case. Okay, so I'm measuring 20 grams. Let me use this one. Okay, so to this mix, so I'm going to be adding to this mix. Okay, so mix it. thoroughly. So this will now, this is the one that we bind everything together. Okay. So what, like I said before, this is the first stage of the treatment. Okay, this is very important because it will help exfoliate, remove the dead skin cell and soften that area so that whatever thing you use can penetrate and work. Okay. So this is the scrub. So make sure you mix thoroughly. So for somebody with that type of severe knuckle, dark knuckle issue, this is the way to go. This is the first step of the treatment. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video recipe. Okay, if you like it, you can give my video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. On this channel you are going to learn a lot of things: cream mixing, cream making, soap making, matching creams with different skin types. Okay, kindly subscribe to my channel and let's be one big happy family. And if you like this video, give it a huge thumbs up. Stay blessed. I love you all. Bye.